Everybody wants to Japa. We're all looking for a way out of the stress, the heat, and the biological limits of being human. Silicon Valley and probably even the Pentagon is selling a new kind of visa, and they aren't taking you to Canada or the UK. They're taking you to the cloud. They call it mind uploading. I call it the ultimate Japa. They want to scan your brain and host your consciousness on the server, but here's the trigger. The first people to get this tech aren't going to be the sick or the elderly. It's going to be the soldiers, most likely. Because why let a billion-dollar pilot die in a cockpit when you can just upload his skill into a drone swarm? Let's talk about the logistics. In Nigeria, we know the system is always fluctuating. If your soul is running on a server, who is providing the light? Imagine being immortal on estimated billing. What happens when your data bundle finishes in the middle of eternity? You think your Lagos landlord is wicked. Wait until a corporation owns the literal fabric of your reality. You'll be a digital ghost walking a 24/7 compute cycle just to pay for electricity to stay alive. Now, let's be clear. I'm not just talking about some secret basement experiment. I'm actually talking about the joint war-fighting cloud capability. $9 billion. That's the price tag for moving the Pentagon's brain into the cloud. While we are arguing over borders, the state is busy building digital twins of our world. They start with the hardware, the tanks, the drones, the grids. But here's the question for the source code. Once you've digitized the battlefield, why would you leave the human element to rot in the mud? If a drone in a US-Iran skirmish is being flown by a pilot, who is essentially a string of data in a Nevada bunker, the pilot is already immortal in that theater. His body isn't at risk. His ghost is the only thing in the air. We aren't making allegations, we're just looking at the trajectory. If the hardware is ready, how long before the state decides that its best assets, that is, the generals, its strategists, are just too valuable to let die of old age? We've had the source code for Immortality long before the fiber optics reached our shores. In our culture today, we have the Sasha. Sasha, is you live as long as you're remembered. It's peer-to-peer. No middleman, no Mark Zuckerberg, but the West wants to, I want to say wuru but I say yao, your spirituality. They want to take that ancestral connection, which is free, and package it into a proprietary black box. They want to sell you a digital ancestor that is really just a data scraping bot. The part that really bothers me though is compression. To upload you, they have to trim the noise. But for a Nigerian, the noise is the soul. It's the spirit of hustle. The algorithm will call your vibes an inefficiency. It will just trim your personality to save storage space. By the time they finish optimizing you for this cloud of theirs, are you still the Oga of your own life? Or are you just the 144p version of a human being, a digital shadow that can't feel the heat of the sun or taste jollof rice? Digital immortality isn't an upgrade. It's a down payment on a lie. The hardware is in the soil. The code is in the blood. If you japa into the cloud, just make sure you own the server. Because out there are no village people to save you. I'm Grant. This is the African source code. Try to stay real.